Hello, welcome to KatesAg. Today is another day of wheat harvest on our Century, Montana family farm. So that's very exciting. It's, I think the fourth day, so it is definitely getting tiring. The first few days of harvest are the hardest because it's just all the adjusting to the long hours. Right now we're still in the same field we were yesterday. We're in a field that's a full section, so that means 640 acres. Although it's not quite that because it has a coulee that runs through it and a couple of different things, but that's how our land is classified, is through sections and different things like that. It is almost lunchtime actually, so we'll be stopping for lunch here pretty soon. We won't get this field done today, but we'll definitely try to get a lot of it done. We've done this whole portion right here, and everything you can see out the window this side we still have yet to do, plus the other half of this field, so we'll be here for a little while because we've only got 3 combines going. So far today, everything has been going all right. I haven't had any issues, and I'm getting to go super duper fast, almost 3.5 miles per hour, 3.4, and my return auger isn't filling up, which has been an issue I've been having, so I'm quite thankful for that. Would you like me to empty before lunch then, Dad? Or?
What did you say?
I guess the grain cart's full.
Well, there's nothing to do about that, because the truck's full too, though.
Now we are headed to lunch. Trevor's just lining his combine up.
Darcy, have you left yet?
And then I'll line up to next to him.
By your house now. You don't have the guys with you, do you? No, I didn't. I don't. Well, what I should do is have him bring one of them tandems over here. I don't know if he knows how to drive them things, though. I don't know. He might be able to. He's been around farms and stuff.
Now we'll idle it down, and we basically just let it sit for a little while so it can cool down, and then I'll eventually shut the key off. Lunch is here. Darcy's just lining his truck up to block us from the wind, which is a good thing. And the grain cart and truck are both full, so I'm going to have to wait before I can unload my grain tank. You're not full at all, Dad.
I'm sure, Kate. My windows are totally full.
You could maybe fit like one more grain kernel. Since lunchtime, we've managed to finish this little field here, which is kind of part of this one. It's only about 25 acres. I'll insert some clips of that here. And now we're on this half of the first half of this massive field. So we basically almost have 2/4 of it done. And now I've just finished, so I'm roading over to our grain cart, who's currently dumping in Steve Wall's truck. And if you remember Steve Wall from last harvest, he is Lily Wall's husband, who cooks our wonderful meals, and he also sometimes helps us with hauling grain. Right now he's hauling some of our loads to the elevator so that we can just directly sell it rather than having to store it in our bins. And that makes it easier for us because we can't store all of the wheat that we're harvesting right now, because I think it's going to be a pretty good year. And we already have grain currently in storage. It looks like Steve's helping our cart driver, Lucas, with how to dump the cart. Trevor and I are taking these 2 end passes. We rode it up to this side of the field, and then my dad stopped with such a full tank. Grain's just spilling out of the side. I don't know if you can see that. Not as much now, but it did just a little bit ago. It was kind of crazy. I'm passing by my dad right now. He's so full of grain. Trevor and I rode it from the south end of the field, or actually kind of the middle, to the north end, and then we've just been taking these 2 passes that go all the way around down, but now I'm kind of maxed out with grain in my tank. I don't think I can make it down this hill. I have to go down. My tank is really, really full, so I'm just gonna have to wait.
No, you're not going to wait, Kate, because it's going to be hours getting back to you. You have to turn, if you can't go down the hill, then you got to go back on the road, because you'll be at the bend before he will. When you guys are full, you got to go down by the bend where everybody is. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. Unless they got a truck empty for you, and I doubt that. Coming with it empty right now, but swimming right to the cart. Are you driving up to the cart, Darcy? Yes. Okay, then. They're kind of marooned over here. They got so full they can't go down that hill, you know, up at this end. Okay, you want me to come up to them? Well, you know, there's a coulee or two. I can't remember exactly. If you're coming up, well, you can go up that road. You know what I mean? Yeah, you want me to empty the combines and not the cart? Well, you could. And then the cart could put a little in here, or he could go down and dump in that other truck or something. There's extra passes up here. I didn't realize what was going on. We got to peel them before we can get into this field. Okay, yeah, they'll have one of the compartments empty. He can dump in the truck there, down there. Well, I'm going to come back up top here again because you've got like 4 rows that go both ways. You know what I mean? They're just not going the same direction. Okay, well, I'll go get the combines. You want him to work down the trucks with the carts? Yeah, he could go down there. You know, you'll only have 400 bushel on. You could take part of his cart, but yeah, I'll get the combines first, so.
I mean, I might make it down this little hill. I don't know for sure. Trevor, did you see in my tank? How full am I?
If you're on the top of the hill, you're plumb full. I'll get on the road here and I'll come up to you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So I am very, very full and definitely need to unload.
You gotta go down by the bend because, you know, or at least you should go to the bend and the other truck should just wait for you because you're plumb full. You got a truckload in your cart right now.
So Darcy's going to come on the road and hopefully meet me somewhere so I can unload. I'm gonna idle it down here really quickly. It's been just a mess trying to figure this out, but once we get these couple of end passes taken in, it will be a lot easier because the end is always the hardest on the field. You have no room, no one can back up, turn around, get in anywhere. I hope Darcy can make it up here. I don't even know where the road goes. It's pretty much off-road driving for Darcy right now. I'll have to say hello to him at dinner so you can see how he's doing.
Yeah, I thought it was steeper along the road here, but it isn't. It's a really shallow angle.
I hope the truck isn't fully stuck. I think Uncle Chris has to come out and help it. He's looking on the stuck side. He made it up the hill, which is amazing. Now I'm just going to slowly turn around and see if I can make it up to the road here.
Mark, you got a copy? I got a copy. The guy with the red truck is here for you. Should I unload it into him? That guy is going to have 2 combine dumps in him, so you can only put a little bit in yours. Yeah, if he's there waiting for you to put it in, do it. Nate, you got a copy?
Gosh, this is getting a little bit crazy.
Darcy, are you still having difficulties? No, I got it here now. Hey, Mark, I think he's talking about Steve's down there now. If Steve's down there, put the weed in him, Lucas, okay? Steve is down there. I told him out.
Now I'm just going to turn around so I can unload in Darcy. Thank you. You saved the day, Darcy.
Yeah, you do a little rough riding or hill climbing there.
It all worked out in the end, though. It took a lot of...
there's one pass that comes back towards me and one pass that goes the same way I am right now. So one combine could come up and then go back, and we'll have this peeled off down to the road. There's another half pass kind of along the row and from where I went to. You know, both combines could come down, but there's only a row for one.
It only took a little bit of off-road trucking, some combine maneuvers to get around, and a little bit of waiting, and we've got a dump going. So it all works out in the end. Now I'm finished unloading and I can get back to my row, thankfully. Now I'm back to the row. I'll go turtle speed, put the back in, front in, rabbit, lower the header, and now I can make it down this hill easily. Trevor was able to keep going because his combine holds about 60 extra bushels. It has a little grain tank extension on the top, so he can go past his windows and he'll be perfectly okay. But mine does not. It's really, really thick wheat here in this draw in the field, so I'm slowing it down to 2.2 to make it through. And I'm noticing it's a little bit green. Usually the outside passes have more moisture in them, and now the wheat swath gets a little bit smaller. Then we go through a draw, then I'm going through a draw, and it will get bigger, but it looks really thin coming up here, so something must have happened. Trevor's made it to Darcy's truck to unload. My dad's off somewhere working on some other part of the field. I'm not entirely sure. I think we'll be meeting up with him in a second after we finish this row, but I'm not entirely sure. And now that my pass ends here, I'll be starting a pass headed west. That will take me back to where I kind of started on the field. Oh no, I got a tailings full buzzer, so this is making me a little bit nervous. I hope it comes down. Okay, it came down. So I might be okay. But gosh, I really have to watch that in this combine. And then I hear another beep and I think it's tailings full again, and I'll have to get out and dig the header, but I don't think it is. I've been barely missing getting plugged up.
Can you feel any of the off the edge turn around case come back along? You know, are there any passes, you know, that come back up here? There is one. The one closer to me right now, Kate. I think it's like directly to my left. There should be another pass that comes up to the road, because I only pulled one off. I'm sure there's two there somewhere. It's probably down in the corner behind you somewhere where you're wandering around, kind of.
Are you sure that one's headed the right direction for me? They both look the wrong way from here.
No, Kate, there's one literally right next to me that is the right direction for you.
Shoot.
It starts at that corner, though. Like, you have to drive towards me a little bit.
I'm making like 10-point turn to get the combine around. Oh, is it like one of those kind of half pass things?
Drive in our direction for a little bit, and then you'll see it. It'll pop up, you know. And yeah, I know some of them are the wrong way. There is one that goes south, it is, but come back, peel them ones off from that corner, then go up here, so we can get to the rows running north and south, you know. Can't get there if we can't get these rows off. There's one right here.
I think I see the row. I might be wrong.
Yeah, take that row to your left right there, Trevor. I'm driving over it right now.
Okay, I see the one you were talking about. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you take that little one up, there's just at the end of that, there's another one that'll you take right back down, and then that covers the hole over there.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, perfect. Trevor figured this one out. I was completely lost, but this row is like kind of a half one. It didn't go completely down, so when I got to the other end, I was like, where are the rows? It goes through a little coulee here, so I have to really kind of watch what's happening. Missed a little bit of wheat, but didn't break the combine or the header, so that's what's important. That requires a little bit more skill going through the coulees. But I think I missed a tad bit of wheat here, so I'm just going back to pick it up. That was definitely on the complicated side.
There's still one row headed west up from where Darcy's truck is. Yeah, there's a little half row up here. Yeah, he's on that row now. Well, that row ends a couple times because it was not the same size. Not the one he's on, don't end.
Now I see a little half row headed back down the corner that I just came up in the coulee area. So I'll take that one next, and we should have all these little pieces cleaned up. It's a little bit aggravating first getting into a field or to one side of a field because you've got all these little passes to figure out. But then it gets quite a bit better once
Good to go, Darcy.
everything's figured out. And this pass doesn't go very long either. It goes to where my pass I just took up started. And then occasionally you see a little bit of wheat left in the field standing up. That's kind of where the swather missed or was avoiding a rock or something like that. And if you ever see the stubble is a little bit higher where the wheat swath is, and then it goes back down, that means that the swather probably saw a rock or something they were trying to avoid. So usually it's a good idea to lift your header up a little bit to try and avoid that. Going through that coulee again, although I think it might be less severe in this part. You can also see the ground's really cracked, which shows that our soil is just so dry. Yeah, coming back up this coulee was less difficult. That's kind of interesting. Now I see the grain cart again, so he must be done unloading. So I finished this wheat pass. Now I'll lift my header, and I think I have to road back to the other end. So I'll shut my header down, slowly walk the combine through the coulee, and start going again. We've got quite a bit of this part of the field done, so I'm going to road to this other end. I'll actually put it in third so I can go a little bit faster, although you have to really watch the combine in third in the fields because your header will get to really bouncing, and that's never a good thing. So it's not good to go full throttle. I think we'll be working the west part of this field first, but I believe all of the end passes are done. Or there might be another one headed east that I'm seeing, but my dad might be taking that. So I'm gonna go to this end and check it out. We also have our neighbor's combine operation going just beside us. So they've got their truck parked to the right side of me. I see that there's kind of a partial row, one that's been halfway taken, headed west. Headed east, I think. Should I get that?
You can get it, Kate. I don't know how far it goes. I'm probably on it right now. But I also have one over here that I was working on, you know.
No, you're not. You're on one that ends about where I am. There's one that starts where I am and goes to the other end.
That was the one I had. You can take it if you want.
I'd have to drive over the swath, though.
I know, but go ahead. Trevor's right behind you. You don't have to drive over if you just go behind him.
Oh, you're right. So now I'm just following Trevor, who's going 2-point-something miles per hour, maybe even 3 actually. He's just kind of passed by, so I'm gonna sneak in behind him.
Are you done dumping?
Idle my combine down, put the back front in rabbit speed. Same thing all over again. He was out of the cab.
Trevor, if you see any little tiny short rows around that corner where you're headed, just pick them up and then you can come back on that one right there.
I see this really big pile of wheat in between the 2 rows, so I picked that up. I'm gonna back up a little bit and start combining once again. Now we have parked the combines and we're done with harvest for the day. We've made it on the top of the roof of this combine, and we've noticed that I maybe have been spilling grain.
A lot of grain.
Well, not a lot.
Well, it came out the sides too.
You didn't have to say that part.
No, it's not that much.
And my dad's over here somewhere in the combine on his way back. It's another, not as much of a beautiful sunset tonight, but still just really pretty. Do you have any words for combining today, Trevor?
I have no wisdom to give, unfortunately.
No wisdom
Right
on your 4th day?
It was a long day. It was a long day today.
It was a long
early.
day.
Trying to go sleep.
Well, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Of course, always.
Okay, bye.